Let's move to the next chapter, everyone. The next chapter is payment of tax. Please come to the chart of payment of tax. A plus plus graded chapter for your exam. 100% one question will come. Let's go ahead and do it now. Payment of tax. Sir, can you give us a quick linking? Yes, sir. I will go ahead and give you a quick linking. We started learning GST with goods and service. Goods and service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or everyone with me. Inter or intra, interstate supply. GST, intra, see GST. Sir, once GST is levied, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. Sir, once he goes ahead and collects, he will have to go, he has to collect, then he will calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will go ahead and prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, and delivery challan. Sir, once you go ahead and prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, and delivery challan, now you will go ahead and maintain your accounts and records, and you will send the goods to the other person with the help of a e-way bill. Sir, once I go ahead and send the goods to the other person, government will tell now your liability has come, and your liability to pay comes at the time of supply. Once your liability comes, you will go ahead and use your input tax credit. Along with the input tax credit, we learned job work and we learned ISD also. You know what, sir? Job work se also I can receive credit. Yes, sir. Job work, if I'm sending the goods and I receive the invoice, I can take the credit. That is why this chapter is over here. ISD, sir, when the ISD distributes the credit, that time also I get input tax credit on the basis of ISD invoice. That is why this chapter is here. Now, sir, my liability was 1000 rupees. My input tax credit was 500 rupees. Remaining amount to beta you have to pay. And hence come the next chapter is payment of taxes. For an example, now 1000 rupees was your liability. 500 you used your credit. Remaining 500 you will go ahead and make the payment. And there comes the chapter of payment of taxes. Everyone over here now, listen. This chart I will go ahead and first simplify and make you understand, and then we'll go ahead and understand. Then we'll go ahead. Everyone over here, listen. Sir, whenever you will go online and you will take registration, if you are a taxable person who is liable for registration, okay, or voluntarily, if you go to the gst.gov.in and you want to take registration, then when you go ahead and take registration, then baba, the portal automatically opens you 3 accounts. Whenever you take registration, the portal will open 3 accounts for you. One is known as a e-liability ledger, okay sir, then e-credit ledger, okay sir, then e-cash ledger, okay sir. Now everyone listen to me very carefully. Why are the 3 ledgers being opened? Listen to me carefully over here. E-liability ledger, you will have a debit, you will have a credit. Here you will have a credit, you will have a debit, here you will have a credit, and then you will have a debit. Now everyone over here, listen. Liability ledger, as the name suggests, whatever is your liability towards the government will be recorded in the liability ledger. For an example, in my self-assessed tax, as per my return, I went ahead and told I have to pay 1 lakh. Baba, in the return, if I go ahead and tell 1 lakh rupees, that 1 lakh rupees ka liability, sales is this much is my liability. Immediately, when I show in my return, my liability, that comes and sits in my e-liability ledger. Sir, proper officer gave a demand order to you, 50,000 rupees, that will also come and sit in my liability. Might be there is some interest payable of 10,000 rupees, that will also come and sit in my liability. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now what will happen? This liability to pay, you will go ahead and pay by credit first and then cash first. Sir, how will e-credit ledger mein money come? Baba, when you are going ahead and filing your return, one will be, you will go ahead and tell over there, when you are filing your return, in your return, do you remember, when you go ahead and file your return, self-assess and ask for your credit, government will give the credit on a final basis in your e-credit ledger. And hence comes the e-credit ledger over here, which says, sir, whatever is the self-assessed self-assessed input tax credit. Whatever is the self-assessed input tax credit which you ask in your return will be credited over here. Supposingly, you ask for 80,000 rupees, government will give you 80,000 rupees. Okay, sir, credit has come. What will you do with the credit? Credit you will use to pay your liability. So you will transfer it to the liability ledger, and sir, when it comes to the liability ledger over here, it is coming from the e-credit ledger, 80,000 rupees. I hope the point is clear. Sir, I need more money to pay my liability. Then Baba, if you need more money, please deposit using your net banking etc. in your e-cash ledger. What you have to pay, that you should deposit. CGST to be paid, deposit CGST. SGST to be paid, deposit SGST. CGST का interest to be paid, deposit interest. Whatever you have to pay, deposit in your e-cash ledger. For an example, sir, I wanted 50, 60, 70, 80,000 rupees more. I will deposit 80,000 rupees, and sir, that amount will be transferred to the e-liability ledger and my balance will become zero. And when I use this 80,000 rupees over here, sir, here also my liability will become nullified. This is the method of e-liability ledger, e-credit and e-cash. Let's go ahead and now understand that, sir, whenever a taxable person or voluntarily a person takes registration on the gst.gov.in, 3 accounts get opened in the portal. Now, 3 accounts get opened in the portal. Number 1 is your e-liability ledger, e-credit ledger and e-cash ledger. Let's go ahead and understand everyone over here now. Liability ledger will have one debit and one credit. E-cash credit ledger, one credit, one debit, one credit, one debit. Let's understand, sir, e-liability ledger में what amount will come? Sir, e-liability ledger में all the liabilities as per your return. In the return, you will self-assess that this much I have to pay the tax. In your GSTR 3B, for an example, you told 5 lakh rupees I am liable to pay. That amount will come and sit over here. For an example, I am taking 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, proper officer went ahead and did proceedings against you and gave you a demand order, might be 50,000 rupees liability. That will also come over here. Sir, any interest that accrues from time to time, sir, that will also come over here. For an example, 20,000 rupees ka interest you have to pay because you have not paid your tax on time. That interest will also come and sit over here. Whatever is your liability, first you will go ahead and make the payment using credit and then you will use your cash ledger. Remember one thing, these amounts is always to be paid in cash. What amount, sir? TDS, TCS, sir, TDS, TCS, RCM का liability, composition का that 1%, 1%, 5%, 6%. Then, sir, IPLO, interest, penalty, late fee, and any other amount. What did I say? TDS, everyone with me. TDS, TCS, RCM liability, composition, IPLO, always to be paid in cash. Remember, you can't use your credit for this. The next one over here is manner of discharge. Sir, what do you mean by manner of discharge? Manner of discharge means, sir, how will I go ahead and discharge my liability? Should I discharge the previous liability first, then the current liability? Then government went ahead and told, manner of discharge, always self-assessed tax and dues relating to returns of previous tax period. Previous tax period ka whatever is the dues, you should pay first. Whatever you have self-assessed and whatever the dues, interest, penalty, late fee, etc. is there, of the previous tax period you pay first, then you pay of the current tax period, whatever is the self-assessed dues and tax, and then, sir, any other amount payable under the act, including the rules, including the demand order, you have to go ahead and pay. Okay, sir, point is clear. Remember, here I have cut one small thing and I have made it 18%. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, this section number 50 read with rule number 88B. I'll talk about it later. Now, sir, now comes the e-credit ledger. E-credit ledger, why will we go ahead and use the e-credit ledger? Sir, to pay our liability. Sir, how will the money come in the e-credit ledger? Everyone over here. How will the money come in the e-credit ledger? Everyone here. ITC as self-assessed in the return will come in the e-credit ledger. Now you can go ahead and use it to pay your output tax. Whatever is your output tax, you can go ahead and use it to pay that output tax. Everyone over here now. Now the next one comes is manner of utilization. Remember one thing, credit can be utilized. Credit can be utilized to pay your input tax rate, can be used to pay your output tax liability. Which input tax rate can be used to pay what is something which you are going to understand now. Very, very important from exam point of view. Everyone listen to me very carefully. What is the next one telling over here? Sir, if I have input tax credit and there is output tax liability, listen. First of all, remember one thing, always you should use your IGST. You should always use your IGST. Sir, if I have IGST ka credit, use your IGST ka credit to pay your IGST ka output tax liability. Okay, sir. Then you can go ahead and use your IGST to pay CGST or SGST in any manner, any proportion you can go ahead and use it. Then, sir, IGST should be exhausted. Once the IGST is exhausted, then sir, we will use CGST to pay CGST. Then we can use CGST to pay IGST. Thirdly, you should pick up your SGST. Use your SGST to pay SGST, and then SGST can be used to pay your IGST. Remember, CGST cannot be used to pay your SGST. Neither SGST can be used to pay your CGST. Never. C to S or S to C is never possible. That's what I've gone ahead and written over here, that sir, IGST should be used to pay IGST, then to pay CGST or SGST. If you are registered in a state, you will have SGST. If you are registered in a UT, you will have UT GST ka liability. Okay, sir. Now you can use to pay CGST, SGST or UT GST in any order, any proportion. Then IGST should be completely used. Then you will move to CGST will be used to CGST. Then CGST will be used for IGST. Then Baba, we will go ahead and use SGST or UTGST to pay SGST, UTGST, and then SGST or UTGST to pay IGST. CGST to SGST, UTGST or SGST, UTGST to CGST is never possible. Please remember, very, very important for your exam. CGST to SGST and SGST to CGST is never possible. CGST to UTGST or UTGST to CGST is also not possible. Okay, sir. Amendment, I'll talk about it later. Everyone over here now. Sir, now if I have any balance payment, remember your liability, you used your e-credit ledger. Now remaining amount, you have to use your e-cash ledger. Are we all 100% clear till here? Are we all 100% clear? Can we go ahead? Yes, sir, we are all clear. Now listen. Now I have to go ahead and use my e-cash ledger. E-cash ledger is maintained in GST PMT 05. Sir, e-cash ledger which is there, first of all, whatever you have to pay, if you have to pay CGST tax, SGST tax, whatever you have to pay, you should deposit that amount in the e-cash ledger and then go ahead and use to pay it. Sir, how will we go ahead and make the deposit? First, you should go ahead online and generate a challan. Everyone over here, you should go online and generate a challan which is GST PMT 06 on the portal, and it will be valid for how many days? 15 days. Sir, once you go ahead and generate a challan, CPIN will get generated. Sir, you should go to gst.gov.in and generate a challan. Once you generate a challan, CPIN will get generated. Always remember, CPIN means Common Portal Identification Number, and it's a 14-digit ka pin which will get 14-digit one number, 14-digit CPIN will get generated. Okay, sir. Then now you have to go ahead and make the payment. When you go ahead and make the payment of the tax, sir, always remember the commission is to be borne by you only. If you are making the payment, government will not bear the commission. When you make the payment, you can use your net banking, you can use IMPS, you can use UPI mode also. Sir, what are the modes of payment? Internet banking. Now amendment. You can use IMPS, you can use UPI also, credit card, debit card, net banking or RTGS. sorry, NEFT or RTGS, and also you can go and use your check, cash or DD and make 10,000 ka payment over the counter, generate challan, go to the bank and you can deposit in cash, check or DD. But remember one thing, that is over the counter per challan per tax period is maximum 10,000 rupees. But sir, this limit is not applicable. Everyone, this restriction of 10,000 over the counter is not applicable in the following cases. Sir, what are the cases when this 10,000 rupees ka limit is not applicable? It is not applicable on deposit made by government department. If government department has to make deposit, they can deposit. Government is telling our people no black money, we can deposit more than 10,000 also, or any deposit by person who is notified by the government also can be made more than 10,000 in cash per challan per tax period. Okay sir, then sir, restriction of 10,000 is not applicable on proper officer or other officer authorized to recover outstanding dues from any person. It has come to you, officer has come to you and told, hey, when will you give the dues? Then Baba, when you make the payment of the dues, they are going ahead and telling for you also this 10,000 over the counter means from you they will recover the amount and deposit. Then in that scenario also 10,000 ka over the counter wala restriction will not be applicable. It says proper officer or other officer authorized to recover outstanding due from any person, including recovery made through attachment, sale of movable immovable property, then more than 10,000 in cash also can be deposited. The next one is, sir, proper officer or other officer authorized for amount collected during investigation, enforcement activity or any ad hoc deposit. So a proper officer or authorized officer has come to your place and during investigation they have found some cash and Baba that is to be deposited, then that can be deposited without any limit. Done sir, the 10,000 ka limit will not be applicable. Now sir, I will generate a challan, I will go ahead and make one CPIN will get generated. I will make the payment. Beta, once you make the payment, once you go ahead and make the payment, then amount will get credited to the government account. Once the amount gets credited, CPIN will become SIN. SIN is nothing other than Challan Identification Number, which is basically 14 digit ka. Sorry, SIN will get generated. SIN is nothing other than Challan Identification Number, which is 14 digit ka CPIN plus your bank code will be added and the amount will be credited to your e-cash ledger. Always remember TDS and TCS, what somebody deducts, or TCS or TDS, whenever somebody is collecting or deducting, that amount also when they give it to the government, that also comes in your e-cash ledger. Okay sir, now when the amount has come to your e-cash ledger, you can deposit basically tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. You can go ahead and deposit what everyone? Tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount, whatever you have to pay, you can go ahead and deposit and you can use it towards the payment of tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. Okay sir, remember one thing everyone, if you have gone ahead and done something wrong, might be supposing you did not take registration but proper officer found you and told, hey, you have to pay this much amount of tax, you will tell, I'm not registered, how to make the payment? Then they are going ahead and telling unregistered person can make the payment on the basis of temporary identification number. Officer will go ahead and give you a temporary identification number. On the basis of that also you can go ahead and make the payment. Sir, this is what. Now listen. I went ahead and deposited CGST tax में 10,000 rupees. Actually, I should have deposited in supposingly IGST 10,000 rupees. Can I transfer from one head to another head? Remember always that, sir, for an example, if I go ahead and tell you, sir, for an example, if I go ahead and tell you over here that, sir, I went ahead and deposited for an example here, but this amount I want to transfer here, then you can go ahead and do from here to here to here, anywhere you can go ahead and transfer. These are the major head: CGST, IGST, CES, SGST or UTGST. Every major has 5 minor. Every major has 5 minor kids: tax, interest, penalty, fees or any other amount. Remember, from any head to any head, major, minor, anywhere you can go ahead and transfer. Just use GST PMT 09. You can use GST PMT 09 and you can transfer. And sir, if you go ahead and use your GST PMT 09 and you transfer supposingly from here to here, then they will go ahead and think from here they have gone ahead and given you a refund and you have gone ahead and done a deposit over here. This will be deemed That is what is being told over here, that sir, you can transfer tax, interest, penalty, fees or any other amount from e-cash ledger of CGST to e-cash ledger of IGST, CGST, SGST, UTGST or cess in form PMT09. You can use PMT09 and make the transfer. Always remember, there are 5 major heads: CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST and cess, and every major has 5 minor: TIPLO, tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. Is my point 100% clear to all? Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, the next point which we are going to understand over here is, sir, below. See here. Green wala points I will teach you with the amendment. Okay. Now here, sir, if I transfer from one head to another, if I am transferring from one head to another, then they are going ahead and telling over here, such transfer from one head, when you are transferring, such transfer from e-cash ledger shall be deemed to be a refund, and such transfer to the head which you are transferring, it shall be deemed that there is a deposit. The next one over here is, any balance in the e-cash ledger is your money, beta. You can go ahead and claim it as refund. It says it's your money and you can go ahead and claim it as refund. Okay, sir. Now, sir, I have some money in the e-credit ledger and which I have gone ahead and taken fraudulently. Can it be blocked? Yes, Baba. Remember one thing. Rule number 86A says condition of use of amount availed in the e-credit ledger. Condition of use of amount in the e-credit ledger. Now what they are going ahead and telling over here in rule number 86A, they are going ahead and telling that if officer wants, then officer, commissioner or any other officer can go ahead, if they have reason to believe that whatever ITC you have gone ahead and taken, you have gone ahead and taken fraudulently or you are ineligible, then they are telling he may not allow debit of such amount equal to the e-credit ledger, equal to the amount in the e-credit ledger, whatever amount commissioner or other person or other officer authorized by him wants, they can go ahead and block that credit and you will not be able to use it to pay your, to discharge your liability also, and you can't go ahead and claim a refund of any unutilized amount. Whatever is there in your e-credit ledger will get blocked. You will not be able to claim a refund also. You will not be able to use it to pay your you will not be able to take a refund also, and you will not be able to claim a refund, or you can't use it for your liability payment also. Sir, what are the reasons when officer can go ahead? What are the reasons when officer can go ahead and block the credit? Everyone, reason for blocking. Number one, ITC on the basis of non-existent supplier. You went ahead and took the credit, and Baba, the supplier is not existing only. You went ahead and took the credit, and that supplier is not doing the business from his declared place of business, then not conducting business from declared place of business. Then Baba, always remember, officer can go ahead and block the credit. The next one, ITC without receipt of goods, services or both. You should receive the goods and take the ITC. You did not receive the goods and you took the ITC, the credit can be blocked. Sir, I took the ITC on the basis of document with respect to which tax is not paid. Section number 16(2) told, sir, supplier should pay the tax to the government. He is not paying the tax and you have still taken the credit, then the credit can be blocked. The next one, sir, officer is telling Ramesh Soni is going ahead and taking the credit. Online he is seen. But sir, when we are going and seeing his premises, he is not there only. In his declared place of business, he is not there only. Means the recipient is not existent or he is not doing business from declared place of business. Then Baba, my credit will be blocked. Sir, ITC without document. You remember, you can go ahead and take the credit on the basis of boards. Sir, bill of entry. Then B for bill of entry. I for ISD invoice, R for RCM का केस में self invoice, D for debit note, S for suppliers invoice, and if you have this document, only then you can go ahead and take the credit. And sir, if you don't have this document and you take the credit, your credit can be blocked. Now do one thing, sir. Sorry, please allow my credit. If commissioner or officer authorized is satisfied that condition for disallowing no longer exists, there is no, the condition for disallowing is no longer existing, then he can allow you such debit, means he can go ahead and allow you to use the credit which was blocked. And sir, restriction can be maximum for 1 year. Within 1 year, the officer should go ahead, do proceedings against you, and he should recover the amount. Otherwise, the restriction will fail to exist because the restriction is maximum for 1 year. Done, sir. Point is clear. The next one over here is rule number 86B. Rule number 86B goes ahead and talks about restriction on use of the amount in the credit ledger. Remember one thing, rule number 86 goes ahead and tells what? Sir, that's registered person whose value of supply, that is excluding exempt supply and zero rate supply, his taxable supplies only you have to see is in a month greater than 50 lakh, then he shall not use e-credit ledger to discharge output tax liability more than 99%, means 1%, so you have to go ahead and pay in cash. Actually what was happening, all this bogus invoice whoever was going ahead and issuing, their maximum margin was only 1%, and now government is going ahead and telling that you have to go ahead and use your cash ledger. Just imagine, those people will start crying now, and hence government went ahead and introduced this, saying that sir, if you are a person who is going ahead and paying his liability, then Baba, whose turnover of taxable supplies, value of taxable supplies in a month is greater than 50 lakh, then 1% you have to pay in cash. But then I told sir, what wrong I have done? So government went ahead and told, okay, listen, for some people the restriction will not apply, and government told, if you are a registered person or proprietor or karta or managing director or any two partner, whole time director or member of managing committee of association or board of trustee have paid, and you are paid greater than 1 lakh income tax in each of the last 2 financial year, or registered person has received greater than 1 lakh refund on account of unutilized credit under section number 54, 3, 1 and 2. Always remember, if department gave me a refund of more than 1 lakh rupees, or I have gone ahead and paid income tax more than 1 lakh rupees in the last 2 preceding financial year, for which the return ka due date is gone, and I have gone ahead and filed the return, and I paid more than 1 lakh rupees income tax, then Baba, this restriction is not applicable, and they are going ahead and telling registered person has discharged output tax liability through e-cash greater than 1% of the output tax liability applied cumulatively up to the said month. For an example, up to this month my liability was 1 crore rupees from April till date. Might be, supposingly I am standing today in the month of, for an example, September. April to September, 6 months में I have 60 lakh का liability which is there already. 60 lakh पे whatever is 1% already till the last month I have gone ahead and paid more than that in cash. Then this month that condition will not apply, that I have to pay 1% in cash. Cumulatively the condition will be seen, and registered person, government is telling, my people, I will not doubt, registered person is a government department, public sector undertaking, local authority or a statutory body, then also this condition will not apply. Now everyone, please come, we'll go ahead and do the amendments which are there. Please come to the amendments. Let's go ahead and cover the amendments for payment of tax. Please come. Everyone over here now, please come to the amendment part, everyone. Everyone over here, payment of tax. Please come to payment of tax का amendment वाला part. Payment of taxes, everyone over here, payment of taxes में section number 49 is something which we go ahead and study. When you go ahead and read section number 49.1, in section number 49.1, it is told that whenever you have to go ahead and pay the tax, you can use net banking, credit card, debit card, NEFT, RTGS or such other mode as may be prescribed. Now sir, this such other mode may, now government have used this power, and government have told in rule number 87 may government have gone ahead and told that you can go ahead and use UPI and IMPS. So sir, what is the amendment? Now you can go ahead and use your UPI mode, or you can use your IMPS mode also to make the tax ka payment along with the other mode. Please remember for your exam, what are the various modes of making payment of tax? Please remember for your exam, IMPS and UPI is also now a mode. And you know what? Whenever you have to go ahead and make payment through NEFT, RTGS or IMPS, along with the challan, one mandate gets generated, and that will also get generated basically with the IMPS is what they are going ahead and telling that, sir, what is the crux of the amendment? New modes of deposit in the eCash ledger introduced. Now deposit can be made using UPI and IMPS. Okay, sir. For deposit using IMPS mode, the mandate form shall be generated along with the challan on the common portal. When the challan gets generated, one mandate form also gets generated, and the same can be submitted. Same shall be submitted to the bank from where the payment is done. Simple. Nothing very crucial about the amendment, but this, what are the various modes of payment of taxes? Please remember for the exam, to mark a small question, might be they can go ahead and ask. The next one, section number 42, 49.2, there was a relevance, there was a reference of section number 43A. Now, section number 43A is deleted, and hence the reference also has been deleted. Now, the next one over here is, tell me one thing. We learned over here about the rule number 86A. You know what? Rule number 86A, which was introduced, it was introduced by the government without any power given by the act. In the act, there was no mention that you can go ahead and introduce such kind of restriction that officer can go ahead and restrict the credit, block the credit. All these things was not allowed as per the act, but rules were made. Now act ka allowance also given, and hence they went ahead and told in the act that the amount available in the e-credit ledger may be used for making any payment towards output tax in such manner and such condition, and restriction means if the officer want, they can go ahead and restrict the amount which is there in the e-credit ledger. And Baba, the restrictions which are there, it is told over here that, sir, rule number 86A. Rule number 86A is nothing other than restriction that, sir, you can use it towards payment of output tax liability, but if an officer wants, he can restrict your credit also, and you will not be able to use it. Done, sir. Point is clear. Nothing again. Relevant kind of amendment. Total bakwas. What is it telling over here? It's telling rule number 86A ko we have just provided the backing of the act. Okay, so that people can't go ahead and challenge later saying, sir, act never allowed. How did you make the rule? Next. Section number 49.7. Section number 49.7, there is no amendment, but section number 49.7 went ahead and talked about e-liability ledger. In e-liability ledger, one reference was there. The amount of tax and interest as a result of mismatch. Baba, all this mismatch ka provision 42, 43 has been deleted, and hence this line was irrelevant. Section number 42 and 43 has been deleted from the act, and hence this line was irrelevant, and hence they removed it. Again, a total bakwas amendment. Now, everyone over here, good amendment is section number 49.10. Sir, what is the amendment telling? Good amendment, everyone. What is 49.10 telling? It is telling 49.10 में A point which is there was already there, that, sir, if you have some amount which you want to transfer from one head to another, if you want to transfer some amount from one head to another in your eCash ledger, then you can go ahead and do using GST PMT 09. This point was already there, and this point is still there. Now I am going ahead and asking the government, sir, my distinct person, they want some money to pay. Now if you want, you can transfer the amount to the eCash ledger. From your eCash ledger, everyone, your eCash ledger to their eCash ledger, you can go ahead and transfer the amount. Just use GST PMT 09, and from your eCash ledger, you can go ahead and transfer to their eCash ledger. This is point number B, which has been introduced. Everyone, along with this, you have to read the rule number 87 also. Sir, what does it say? It says over here, listen. Section number 49.10 में B point has now been inserted, which says that any amount of tax, interest and penalty available in the CGST head, beta, CGST head say you can transfer to your distinct person ka. It says it can be transferred to the CGST and IGST head of the e-cash ledger of the distinct person. See, earlier what used to happen is in your e-cash ledger. In your e-cash ledger, you to transfer from one head to another, you can do it. But now using PMT09, you can transfer to your distinct person also. That's what is being told over here, that now you can use GST PMT09 and you can transfer to your distinct person also. Any amount of tax, interest, penalty, fees or other amount available in the CGST head can be transferred to the CGST or IGST head of e-cash ledger of a distinct person under section number 25(4) or section number 25(5). Same head, same state, separate registration, you can transfer to him. One state registered, another state registered. That person who is registered, if he needs money, you can transfer to him. Distinct person को cash e-cash ledger से money can be transferred. Everyone over here now. Then it goes ahead and says similar provision introduced in IGST Act also. Although we are learning CGST Act, but I am telling you about IGST Act. It means if IGST head may, if I have some money, that also I can transfer to CGST or IGST head of the e-cash ledger of a distinct person. Now you will tell me, sir, what about SGST? Baba, nothing. SGST, sir, if I have to transfer SGST, do one thing, no. First use PMT09. SGST say you transfer the amount to your CGST head. CGST say transferring to another state का CGST head और another state का basically another state में और distinct person का e-cash ledger का CGST और IGST is possible, so you can use that route. Everyone over here, listen to me very carefully. Such transfer to distinct person shall not be allowed if the registered person has any unpaid liability in his e-liability ledger. Remember one thing, before helping someone, help yourself. Means your liability should be paid, then only you can transfer from your e-cash ledger balance to e-cash ledger balance to another distinct person, basically to your distinct person ka e-cash ledger. I hope this point is clear. Are we all clear with this point? Can we go ahead, everyone? Is this point clear to all? Okay, chalo, we'll go ahead. Everyone is clear with this point. We will go ahead. Everyone listen to me very carefully. This amendment which I went ahead and told you is a good amendment, B graded kind of an amendment, that yes, your CGST से or your IGST से you can transfer to your distinct person का your e-cash ledger से to their e-cash ledger, CGST और IGST head से CGST और IGST head में you can go ahead and transfer of your distinct person. Amendment done, saying PMT09 can be used. Done, sir. The next one over here is, Baba, again, this rule number 86B which was there, the act ka backing was not there. Now they went ahead and amended the act and provided the backing of the act, saying that so that nobody can future may challenge, saying rule never had the act ka backing. How did you make it? And hence, sir, they went ahead and introduced section number 4912 and 4912. There is no provision in the act backing rule number 86B, and hence just the backing of the act has been provided. Nothing very significant over here. The next one over here is rule number 86, e-credit ledger. People listen to me very carefully. Important. You should listen. Can you tell me when ITC ka refund is given? Can you tell me when ITC ka refund is given? Sir, when I go ahead and make zero-rated supply or inverted duty structure. Everyone, when I go ahead and make zero-rated supply or inverted duty structure ka case mein, sir, zero-rated supply means export of goods and export of service ka case mein ITC ka refund is given. Everyone, export of goods and export of service ka case mein ITC ka refund is given. Yes. Now, supposingly your ITC amount which was there, you took a refund. People, your ITC amount which was there, for an example, in your input tax credit, there was 1 lakh rupees. You went ahead and applied for refund. Officer gave the refund in your bank account. Your money came in your bank account, 1 lakh rupees you are enjoying. Now, government is going ahead and telling, later the officer went ahead and came to know that this was a erroneous refund. This should not have been given to you, or might be you went ahead and gave fraudulent document and took the refund. Now you are telling, oh no, I will return the amount. Sir, my mistake, I want to return the amount. Whatever it is. If you have taken an erroneous refund, do one thing. If you have taken an erroneous refund, that money, ITC has come to your bank account, do one thing. Deposit from the bank account in your e-cash ledger 1 lakh rupees and pay this amount. Basically, you can pay this amount to the government back. Are we clear? If you go ahead and pay this amount back to the government, then whatever was debited in your e-credit ledger will be recredited. Sir, in your e-credit ledger, Baba, your e-credit ledger at 1 lakh rupees, you took it a refund. Now you are returning it to the government. So government will also return the amount in your e-credit ledger is what is being told. Everyone over here. It says over here, see in your chart also, it says where a registered person deposits the amount of erroneous refund sanctioned under rule number 54.3 or rule number 963. Basically, in case of export of goods and service, whenever any erroneous refund is given to you, listen, you have to go ahead and pay it back along with interest and penalty using GST DRC 03. Okay, by debiting your e-cash ledger, you have to pay because ITC came to your bank account. Now, bank account when it has come, please put the money in your e-cash ledger, use GST DRC 03 and pay the amount back to your government. Your e-credit ledger may now government is telling you returned our money, we will go ahead and put the money back in your e-credit ledger. What refund you should not have gone, you got it in your bank account, you returned it to us, we will return your e-credit ledger may whatever amount is there. It says when a registered person deposits the amount of erroneous refund sanctioned under 54.3 and rule number 963, then along with interest and penalty using GST DRC 03, remember using GST DRC 03 also, you should pay using what everyone? By debiting e-cash ledger on your own account you pay, or on being pointed out by the officer you pay an amount equivalent to the erroneous refund. If you deposit if the deposited by the registered person, then shall be whatever you have deposited, that amount shall be recredited to the e-credit. It will be recredited to the e-credit ledger by the proper officer, and for that the officer will go ahead and pass one order which is GST PMT 03A. The same thing has been told over here that sir, where a registered person deposits the amount of erroneous refund sanctioned to him under 54 and rule number 96 in contravention of the provisions of rule number 96 along with interest and penalty wherever applicable. If along with interest and penalty, only if applicable. ठीक है sir? And through GST DRC 03, then they are telling by debiting your e-cash ledger on your own you pay, or on being pointed out by the officer an amount equivalent to the amount of erroneous refund which you entered and deposit, that amount will be recredited basically to your e-credit ledger by the proper officer, and for that the officer will go ahead and issue one PMT 03A. Yes everyone, I hope the point is clear. Sir, my ITC balance claimed a refund, came to my bank account. Government is telling Ramesh, bank account mein money has come, it is an erroneous refund, please give it back to us. I give it back to the government. When I give it back to the government will recredit whatever the ITC was there. The ITC which was given as a refund, basically when you pay the money back, how much you pay back, that much amount will be recredited to the e-credit ledger, and for that the officer will issue GST PMT 03A. I hope the point is 100% clear to all. Can we go ahead everyone? Now we are going to understand section number 50. Everyone listen to me very carefully. One must question should come from this point. I believe one question will 100% come. Everyone over here now. Section number 50, interest on delayed payment. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Section number 50 talks about Section number 50 goes ahead and talks about interest on delayed payment. Okay, sir. Now, interest on delayed payment. 1 minute. There were some audio issues. We'll start again. Section number 50, interest on delayed payment. Interest on delayed payment may section number 50 has to be read with rule number 88B. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Now, government have introduced rule number 88B is a new introduction. But sir, in section number 50, section number 51, section number 52, there is no amendment. Section number 53 which was there in section number 50 subsection 3, sir, 50 subsection 3 has now been replaced, that's all. We are going to learn section number 50 along with rule number 88B. Chalo, I will go ahead and read rule number 88B for you. Section number 51 and 52 read with rule number 88B 1 and 2. What is it telling? It says rule number 88B. I am directly reading now. Section number 51 and 2. There is no amendment. Okay, listen. In case where the supply is made during a tax period, in case where the supply is made during a tax period are declared by the registered person, they are declared by the registered person in the return for the said period. In the return for the said period, it is being declared, and means this month ka whatever is your supplies you have declared in this month ka return only, and the said return is furnished after the due date in accordance with the provision of section number 39, except where the return is furnished after commencement of any proceeding in respect of the period, the interest shall be payable on the portion of tax which is paid by debiting e-cash ledger for the period of delay for the period in filing the for the period of delay in filing the said return beyond the due date. They are going ahead and telling, for an example, there is a sale of the month of April. April month ka supply, supposingly 10 lakh rupees is there. You went ahead and showed it in April month ka return only. This is April 20th May. When you filed the return, you showed output tax liability 10 lakh. Input tax credit you had 5 lakh rupees. And cash ledger say you had to pay 5 lakh rupees. Now you know what happened. On 20th May you did not file this return. The return for the month of April you filed on 30th May. 30th May you filed the return. Here you did not file the GSTR 3B. Here you filed the 3B. But this is April month ka GSTR 3B only. The return is filed late. In that scenario, the question which is asked is, sir, interest will come on the gross tax liability or interest will come on the net tax liability. What they are telling is, if April month ka supplies, you are showing in April month ka return only. But it's just that the return is filed late. Then remember one thing. It's just that the return is filed late. You have to go ahead and pay interest on the net tax liability, which is paid through your e-cash ledger. I hope this point is clear to all. What they are trying to tell over here is, sir, I will go ahead and show you the example. Sir, supplies made during 1 month for an April shown in the return for the same period, but return is filed late. Just that the return is filed late. Then, sir, proceedings under 73 and 74 is not initiated yet for the period April. Then interest will be payable on the tax paid by debiting e-cash ledger, that is on the net tax liability. And interest ka period will be, sir, can you tell me the period of delay over here? Sir, interest ka period will be starting from means after 20th, 21st to 30th. So 5 lakh pay, you have to pay 18%. For how many days, everyone? 21st to 30th is 10 days. 10 divided by 365. Is this point clear to all? Sir, is this point clear to all that the interest will start from 21st till 30th? Yes, sir, this point is clear to all. Now, everyone listen to me very carefully. Now, the next point. For an example, there is a sale of the month of April. April month में 10 lakh rupees का sale was there. Supply was there in the month of April of 10 lakh. Now what happened? April month का GSTR 3B you filed, but you did not show this 10 lakh ka sales over here. You showed all your other sale, but you did not show 10 lakh ka sale, because if you would have shown this 10 lakh ka sale over here, you might not have input tax credit. So what you thought is, let me go ahead and do one thing. April month का 20th May को when I filed the return, I did not show. But sir, May month का, I know in the month of May I will have lot of input tax credit. So what I will do is, I will show this April month ka sale in the month of May. Means May month ka GSTR 3B. This was for the month of April. This for the month of May. April ka sale, I went ahead and showed it in this return. You know what happened? I went ahead and showed 10 lakh rupees ka sale. Output tax liability, for an example, 1.8 lakh. 10 lakh pe output tax liability came 1.8 lakh. 18% was the liability. I had some input tax credit over here. I used 1.8 2 lakh for an example, and I went ahead and paid only through cash 60,000. Can you tell me over here, sir, this is sale of April, this is input tax credit of May. Sir, matching concept is not happening. Now, in this scenario, remember, you have to pay interest. Can you tell me on 10 or 1.8 lakh or on 60,000? Can you tell me over here, you will have to pay interest on 1.8 lakh or 60,000? Can you tell me, everyone? Quick, 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 everyone. Sir, here we have to pay on the gross tax liability, interest has to be paid. Okay, done, done, done. Here you have to go ahead and show. Here you have to go ahead and pay interest on 1.8 lakh. Now, my question, when will the interest start from? When will the interest start from? Sir, 20th May you should have paid. You are paying on, sir, 20th of June. 20th June you are paying. 20th May you should have paid. The number of days ka delay, you have to go ahead and pay interest. Yes, everyone. Yes, sir. Point is clear. And here it says, everyone, it says supplies made for a period. April month ka sale. The return for the, you showed it, declared in the next month ka return, or might be next to next month, or might be next to next to next month. Whenever you declare, they are telling, okay, proceedings are not initiated, but you will pay interest on the gross liability, and the interest will come from the date on which the tax was due to be paid till the date on which such tax is paid. Sir, it was due on 20th May. You are paying on 20th June. May we have how many days? 31 days in May, 20 days gone, 11 days in May, 20 days in June. You will pay interest for 31 days on 1.8 lakh. 1.8 lakh, 18% into 31 divided by 365. I hope this point is clear to all. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Let's go ahead. I want a heads up from everyone. If the point is successfully understood by all, you have to give me a quick like, everyone. Chalo. Next, everyone over here now. Now, sir, supplies made during a period. For an example, April. You have not declared only. You have not declared only. Or you have declared, but tax is short paid. Now, what happened? They initiated proceedings against you saying, hey, April month May, you went ahead and made a sale. April month May, you made a supply of 10 lakh rupees on which the GST was 1.8 lakh rupees. You did not go ahead and show it only. And officer went ahead and initiated tax not paid, tax short paid. Officer initiated 73 or 74 ka proceeding. Now, in this scenario, they are going ahead and telling also that, sir, officer will take the interest on the gross tax liability and not the net tax liability. And that is what is being told over here, that, sir, in this scenario also, because the proceedings are already initiated, you will pay on the gross tax liability. From which date? The day the tax was due. From the day the tax was due. Due was when? Sir, it was due on 20th of May. Post that, when you go ahead and pay the 73 and 74 amount, that till that date you will have to pay interest, and that is what is told, till the date the such tax is paid. I hope this point is clear to all. Sir, here supplies made during a period, same period may declared, then baba you pay net tax liability by interest. Supplies of a period, next period me you declared, gross tax liability. Supplies of a period not declared at all, 73 74 may caught, short paid tax caught in 73 and 74, you have to pay on gross tax liability from the due date the tax was due. Which day the tax was due? On the return date till the date of payment. The next one over here is supplies made during a period April. You did not declare only. You did not declare only. But sir, proceeding also not initiated, but you voluntarily paid using DRC 03. Then also, because April month ka sale you did not declare in April, but voluntarily might be you are paying later. Government is telling, listen, 20th May you should have paid. You pay because of a proceeding or you pay voluntarily. Whenever you pay, till that time ka interest has to be paid. And sir, voluntarily also you have to pay 1.8 lakh, which is the gross tax liability. Remember, the gross tax liability, when you pay, you will have to go interest has to be paid on the gross tax liability is what I mean over here. Done, sir. Chalo. I hope this point is clear. Remember one thing, if you remember, supplies of this month declared in this month. interest on net tax liability. Any other cases, gross tax liability from the due date. People, are we clear? From the due date till the date of payment. From the due date of the tax till the date of payment. Yes, sir. Clear this is. And Baba, this is interest at the rate of 18% payable. Now listen, this is section number 51 and 52 read with rule number 88A1 and 2. So I have gone ahead and covered over here 1, and in all other cases also I have gone ahead and covered, and here section number 51 and 52 is covered. Now section number 53 which was there in section number 50 subsection 3 which was there, in that 42 43 ka provisions were there. Now 42 and 43 is deleted, and hence government substituted 50 subsection 3, and government told along that where the ITC has been wrongly availed. Oh, if you avail ITC wrongly or utilize, if the ITC has been wrongly availed and utilized, then the registered person shall, you have to mandatorily pay interest on such ITC wrongly availed and utilized. People, if you have availed and utilized ITC wrongly, then you will have to pay interest on such ITC wrongly availed and utilized. Remember, availed and utilized, sir, at such rate not exceeding 24% as may be notified by the government. And as of now, government has gone ahead and notified 18. Remember, 24 nahi. Government can go ahead and notify, and government have notified 18%. Then now this has to be read along with, so here I've given the crux, and now this has to be read along with this. Let's go ahead and read now. It says over here that in case where the ITC, where the interest is payable on the amount of ITC wrongly availed and utilized in accordance with the subsection 53, means you have availed ITC, availed and utilized, then they are telling the interest shall be calculated on the amount of ITC wrongly availed and utilized for the period starting from the date of utilization of such, from the date of utilization of such wrongly availed credit. Means if I avail, I don't have to pay interest. If I use, from the day I use it. Sir, what do you mean by availing? Claiming through return, and the amount comes in your e-credit ledger. Now, sir, once it has come in your e-credit ledger, if you use to pay your output tax liability, then it is utilization, and on utilization only you will be liable to pay interest. Sir, if I don't use it, if you don't use it, you don't have to pay any interest. And that is what is told, that sir, from the date of utilization till the date of reversal of such credit or paying it, either you reverse it through your return or you pay it using GST DRC 03 in respect of such amount at such rate as may be notified under section number 53, means interest will be at the rate of notified rate, and notified as of now government have gone ahead and notified 18%. Now everyone, I would like to go ahead and do some examples so that you can go ahead and understand this point clearly. Everyone over here, it says over here that sir, section number 53 read with rule number 88B. Everyone over here, listen to me very carefully. Sir, I went in and availed a credit, and I went ahead and utilized a credit. If you availed also ITC wrongly and you used it, then Baba, interest will be payable on the ITC wrongly availed and utilized at the rate of 18%. And sir, the day you use it, is basically when you file your return, you had some liability, you used your input tax rate to pay the liability, then they are telling from the date of utilization till the day you reverse it yourself in your return, or till the day you go ahead and make the payment, means you use your GST DRC 03. You use your GST DRC 03 and make the payment. Till that, you have to pay interest at the rate of 18%. Sir, if I availed and I did not go ahead and utilize, interest will not be payable. Remember, if you availed it but you did not utilize it, interest will not be payable. Next, everyone, I have given one example. Let's go ahead and understand this. But to understand this, you will have to go ahead and read the next line. It says, sir, for the purpose of this subclause, ITC wrongly availed shall be construed to have been utilized. ITC wrongly availed will be construed that you have used it. You have used it, then when the balance in the electronic credit ledger falls below the amount of ITC wrongly availed. Everyone, listen to me very carefully. If you go ahead and avail the credit, if you go ahead and avail the credit wrongly but don't use it, you don't have to pay interest. But sir, I availed it and sir, I used it. How will government say that you have used it if it is lying in my e-cash ledger balance? Government is going ahead and telling over here the ITC availed shall be construed to have been utilized when the balance in the e-credit ledger falls below the amount of ITC wrongly availed. Means if you have availed ITC wrongly 2 lakh rupees, your balance in the e-cash ledger should credit ledger should never fall below 2 lakh. If it falls below 2 lakh, supposingly it falls to 1 lakh, it means you have used 1 lakh rupees ka wrong ITC which you had utilized. So it says over here, and the extent of utilization shall be the amount by which the balance in the e-credit ledger falls below the amount of ITC wrongly availed. Everyone, I'll explain you with the help of an example over here now. For an example, in the month of April, I have output tax liability 10 lakh rupees. ITC which I have wrongly availed means I am not eligible but I have gone ahead and availed it. Might be section number 16(2) ka condition ka violation I have done and I have availed it. Sir, then they are telling ITC wrongly availed. You should fulfill the condition, only then avail. Then they are telling over here, now in the month of April only, you had a liability of 10 lakh. You took credit of 4 lakh and used it to pay your liability. Now you used 4 lakh rupees. Can you tell me net tax? One minute. Huh. Sir, what is the ITC utilized? 10 lakh minus 4 lakh. Wrongly availed. You used it also. Okay, 1 minute. Sir, wrongly availed amount, you used also 4 lakh. Sir, net tax paid is 6 lakh. Can you tell me everyone, the net tax paid is 6 lakh rupees. Interest will be payable on what amount? Interest will be payable on what amount over here? Sir, interest will be payable on what amount? Can you tell me? Sir, because you went ahead, net tax paid means you paid through cash. Now, interest will be payable on the 4 lakh rupees. People, interest will be payable on the 4 lakh rupees at the rate of 18%. I hope everyone is clear. Yes, 4 lakh rupees is ITC wrongly availed and utilized. Availed also and used also. In the month of April, you have a liability of 10 lakh. In the month of April, you told my ITC is this much. It came to your e-credit ledger and you used it also. You used and paid only 6 lakh. Then government is selling 4 lakh rupees which you wrongly availed and you used it also. Wrongly availed and you used it also. Then sir, on 4 lakh, 18% interest has to be paid. From which day? Sir, from the day you used it, means the day you filed your return, it means you used it, availed also and used it also. Then from the date of utilization, remember, from the date of utilization of such credit till the date of reversal of such credit or payment in respect of such amount, till the day you go ahead and reverse it or till the day you go ahead and use GST DRC 03 and pay it back to the government, till that day you will be liable to pay interest at the rate of 18%. 10 lakh is my liability. 4 lakh I took wrong credit, but I did not use in my return. You know what? 10 lakh I paid in cash and this 4 lakh which I wrongly availed is still lying in my e-credit ledger. Government is telling in that scenario, if it is still lying in your e-credit ledger, you don't have to pay any interest. I hope this point is clear with you. Can I go ahead, everyone? I hope this point is clear with you. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone, are we clear with this point? Are we clear with this point? Yes, sir, we are all clear. Chalo, let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. It says 10 lakh is your liability, 4 lakh wrong credit used, and you paid 6 lakh. It means you used it. If you used the 4 lakh, on 4 lakh, 18% interest will be payable. Sir, the day you use, now the day you reverse it or the day you pay it back to the government, till that time interest will be payable. Everyone over here now, 10 lakh is your liability. You have wrongly availed 4 lakh, but you did not use it. You told, oh no, by mistake I have availed it. Sir, you did not go ahead and pay it. You paid the whole amount in cash. You paid the whole amount using your cash. It means in your e-credit ledger balance, e-credit ledger already 4 lakh is still lying. It means you never used it. When you never used it, interest will never come on the amount. I hope that point is clear. Now everyone, please come to the next example. Everyone over here. Sir, opening balance I have kept is as nil. ITC wrongly availed is 2 lakh rupees. How much is the ITC wrongly availed? 2 lakh rupees. Okay, sir. Then ITC wrongly availed is 2 lakh. ITC correctly availed is 10 lakh. How much is the ITC I have? Sir, 12 lakh rupees ka ITC I have. In that 2 lakh is wrong, 10 lakh is correct. What did I do now? Now the next one I went ahead and did is tax. Output tax liability is 8 lakh. Now when 8 lakh is there, tell me, first I will use wrongly availed or correctly availed. Baba, e-credit ledger mein the amount will come. It is not said this is wrongly availed, this is correctly availed. 12 lakh will be lying. So when you use it, it will be assumed that whenever you make the payment, first you are making the payment from here. So from here, you used 8 lakh rupees. Okay, sir. 8 lakh rupees utilized and e-credit ledger balance is 4 lakh. People, my question to you guys, in this e-credit ledger balance, 2 lakh is the wrongly availed and remaining 2 lakh is the correctly availed. It means as of now, I have not gone ahead. As of now, I have not gone ahead and utilized the wrongly availed credit, and hence I will not be liable to pay any interest because ITC is not yet utilized. No interest. Yes, sir. Because ITC is not being utilized, you will not be liable to pay any interest. Not utilized. Done. Yes, because, sir, correctly availed was 10 lakh. I wanted only 8. It means correctly wala 2 lakh is lying and wrongly wala 2 lakh is lying. Till the date, the e-credit ledger balance doesn't fall below 2 lakh. It will not be assumed that I have used it and I don't have to pay any interest. Next. Wrongly availed is 6 lakh, correctly availed is 4 lakh, liability is 8 lakh. First you use this 4 lakh, then from here you used 4 lakh, and sir, you used total 8 lakh. It means, sir, and the remaining 2 lakh is lying over here. Tell me one thing, how much is the wrongly availed and utilized? Utilized is how much? Sir, how much is the ITC wrongly utilized? Sir, wrongly utilized is 4 lakh rupees. Yes, because 6 lakh rupees should have been the balance of the ITC wrongly availed. But sir, it is only 2 lakh. It means 4 lakh has been used. And since the e-credit ledger balance has fallen below the ITC wrongly availed, ITC wrongly availed will be deemed to be utilized. It will be assumed that you have used it and not deemed to be. It is ITC utilized only and interest will be paid on 4 lakh from the date of such utilization. Done, sir. Point is clear. Everyone listen to me very carefully. The next point over here is the date of utilization shall be the date on which, when will it be deemed to be utilized, everyone? When will ITC deemed to be utilized? They are telling over here the ITC wrongly availed, the date of utilization of such ITC means the wrongly availed ITC shall be the date on which the return is due to be filed under section number 39 or the actual date of filing of the return, whichever is earlier, if the balance of e-credit ledger falls below the amount of ITC wrongly availed on account of payment through the return. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Example, everyone, I've given over here. Sir, my due date, for an example, let us take some example to understand when will the 4 lakh rupees pay. The 4 lakh rupees which was wrongly utilized, when will the interest start? So it is telling over here, for an example, the liability which was there over here was for the month of April. Now, April month ka liability which was there, they are going ahead and telling April month ka liability which was there. How much was the April month ka liability, everyone? 20th May, I will file the return. Sir, supposingly, output tax liability was 8 lakh. ITC, correct wala, I used it, 4 lakh. ITC wrongly wala I used it. How much? 4 lakh. And hence, sir, 4 lakh rupees, when it will be deemed, when it will be deemed that I have used this 4 lakh, they are telling, sir, it will be deemed that you have used this 4 lakh on, sir, supposingly you filed the return, due date of return is 20th May, you filed the return on 20th May only, and then utilization will be deemed as 20th May only, and interest computation will start from 20th May, from whenever it is told, then sir, from the next day interest will start. Sir, supposingly I filed the return not on 20th, but I filed the return on 16th, then they are telling 16th or 20th, whichever is earlier, it will be deemed that you have utilized the credit. So it says over here that 20th or 16th, if you file the return on 16th, due date was 20th, it will be deemed that you have utilized the credit on 16th and interest will start from 16th. Sir, I did not file my return on 16th. I went ahead and filed my return supposingly on 20th was the due date. But sir, I did not file on 20th. I filed it on 25th May. Then they are telling due date or the actual date of filing, whichever is earlier. Due date or the actual date of filing, whichever is earlier. 20th, it will be deemed that you have utilized the 20th, or 26th. 20th, it will be deemed that you have utilized the credit, and sir, interest will start from 20th. Is the point 100% clear? Yes, sir. Point is clear. Now, sir, supposingly I did not go ahead and utilize the credit which was wrongly availed to pay my return based liability. For an example, I got a demand order, and to pay the demand order, I use the credit. Then, when will it be deemed that you have utilized the credit? They are telling over here, see, the date of utilization shall be taken to be the date of debit in the e-credit ledger when the balance of e-credit ledger falls below the amount of ITC wrongly availed in all other case. For an example, I got a demand order. Now demand order, I had 4 lakh rupees for an example. Everyone listen, 4 lakh rupees were wrongly availed ITC. I used this amount to pay my demand order. Then the day I use this amount and paid my demand order, from that day the interest will start. I hope the point is clear to all. See over here everyone. For an example, ITC wrongly availed 2 lakh, ITC correctly availed 10 lakh, demand was 5 lakh. So sir, from here only I paid 5 lakh. So sir, ITC utilized and demand paid 5 lakh rupees. It means out of this, correct ITC 5 lakh is lying over here and wrong ITC 2 lakh is lying. My question, do I have to pay any interest? Yes or no, everyone? Do I have to pay any interest? Yes or no? Quickly tell me. Sir, in this scenario, because 7 lakh, 2 lakh is only the ITC wrongly availed, balance you have already 7 lakh, it means you don't have to pay any interest. No, 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 no. Clear. Then, sir, supposingly my ITC wrongly availed is 2 lakh, correctly availed is 10 lakh. My sir, demand order came 11 lakh. To pay the 11 lakh, I used 10 lakh, and from here I would have used 1 lakh, and remaining 1 lakh only is lying over here. Yes, sir, over here you have gone ahead and utilized it to pay your demand order. How much? 1 lakh rupees, and 1 lakh rupees pay. Interest will start. 1 lakh rupees pay. Interest will start from the day. Here, since e-credit ledger balance falls below the ITC wrongly availed, ITC wrongly availed 2 lakh, e-credit ledger balance is 1 lakh, then interest will be paid from the date of debit in the e-credit ledger balance. I hope you guys understood it. The same thing I've written as crux. Students who are smart will go ahead and read the amendment again, because reading the amendment again only will make the concept settle down in your brain. Baba, in payment of taxes, this amendment which is there, listen, in payment of taxes, I am telling you from here, this is a 2 marks ka amendment, 2 marks का amendment only. ठीक है, nothing very important. This transfer to distinct person, again 2 to 3 mark, something very good amendment. You can take care of this. ठीक है. Then sir, this refund wala point which is there, this point you can take care, and interest is A plus plus graded amendment. I've tried my best to go ahead and explain you with the help of all the examples which must be required. I'll go ahead and stop my discussion on the amendments relating to payment of taxes. Also, we will go ahead and see over here. See, this is the distinct person code transfer. This is the ITC which you had gone ahead and wrongly taken a refund. And sir, this is your interest related discussion, the one which I have told. But please be very careful. Interest is only 18%. Done, sir. Point is clear. I'll close all my discussion over here. A plus plus graded chapter. Sir, what are the points we have to take care? Amendments should be 100% taken care. First point is the amendment A graded. Now, sir, in this B graded is this one. B graded can be this one. And sir, this is also A graded manner of utilization. I'll stop all my discussion on payment of taxes over here. Congratulations, people. Done. Everyone, listen carefully. Everyone over here. In the payment of taxes, there is a circular. I will go ahead and clarify this circular also. Everyone over here. It says utilization of amount available in the e-credit ledger and e-cash ledger. Everyone over here. It says whether the amount available in the e-credit ledger can be used for making payment of any tax. Any tax means what? Sir, output tax liability, inward pay, input tax liability. Baba, inward pay also, inward tax liability will be there. Outward, Baba, reverse charge may if you have to pay. That's your inward tax liability. Outward is your sales pay tax liability. Remember always, e-cash ledger, output tax, whether self-assessed or payable as a consequence of proceeding, can be paid by utilization of e-credit ledger. Output tax can be paid, or DRC 03, supposingly you are going ahead and paying any amount which was payable because of a proceeding, then any tax can be paid. Then they are telling e-credit ledger cannot be used for making payment of tax which is payable under RCM. Remember, RCM ka liability, you cannot go ahead and use your e-credit ledger. Okay, sir, it says over here, it is clarified that any payment of towards output tax, whether self-assessed or payable as a consequence of any proceedings, can be made by utilization of amount available in the credit ledger of a registered person. It is further reiterated, means they are telling you again that output tax does not include tax payable under RCM, implying that e-credit ledger cannot be used for making payment of RCM liability. RCM liability always to be paid in cash. Output tax liability and any demand etc. if you have to pay, that can be basically because of any proceedings. If you have to pay anything, that can be paid by e-credit ledger. Are we clear, everyone? Yes, sir. Any tax, whether self-assessed in the return or, sir, as a consequence of proceeding, can be paid. Reverse charge liability always to be paid in cash. The next question over here is whether the amount available in the credit ledger can be used for making payment of any liability other than tax. No, sir. Interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. Interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount, you can't go ahead and use your e-credit ledger, always to be paid in cash. Sir, e-credit ledger cannot be used for IPLO, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. In that scenario, e-credit ledger cannot be used for payment of also it is telling e-credit ledger cannot be used for payment of erroneous refund sanctioned to the taxpayer where such refund was sanctioned in cash. Remember one thing, supposingly I was given an erroneous refund in my bank account. Baba, if the money had come in your bank account, when you are going ahead and giving it back also, you have to pay it through your e-cash ledger only. You can't go ahead and use your e-credit ledger. That's what they are trying to tell. Number one, interest, penalty, late fee, any other amount to be paid through cash. Sir, if they had gone ahead and given you a refund, they had gone ahead and given you a refund, erroneous refund. Remember, and the refund was given in your bank account. Return also, Baba, if you have to pay it back, you have to use your e-cash ledger. You can't go ahead and use your e-credit ledger. The next one over here is whether the amount available in the cash ledger can be used for making payment of any liability. Yes, Baba, cash ledger mein there is no problem. You can pay tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount. Cash ledger mein there is no problem. I hope everyone is clear. E-cash ledger se so you can pay tax, interest, penalty, late fee or any other amount also. Done, sir. Point is clear. This is the chart which is the amended chart. I'll close my discussion on the amendments relating to refunds. Also, Baba, the chapter relating to refunds is done over here. The chapter relating to refunds is done. Please be careful about all the amendments. Amendments are very important over here. Amendments are very important, and also I've told you this point to be taken care. Right, everyone? I'll close all my discussions over here on the chapter of payment of taxes. Congratulations, people. Done.